Welcome to episode 3, and this is Becoming David. In this episode, I'm talking about the day I met the man who said I wasn't his. Before we begin, this episode might be the hardest I'll ever record. Because today, I'm not just telling a story, I'm opening a wound I've carried for as long as I've been alive. A wound that shaped my identity, my confidence, my relationships, my addictions, my fears, everything. This is the story of the day I met my father and the day he told me to my face that I wasn't his son. Welcome to Becoming David, episode 3. I grew up with a rumor, not the normal rumors children hear, not the funny kind, not the harmless kind. This one was sharp, heavy, a rumor that stuck to my skin, followed me through childhood, and whispered to me at night. They said my father didn't want me. They said he claimed I wasn't his child. They said my mother conceived me after she ran away from him. And the thing about rumors is, when you hear them long enough, they stop sounding like rumors. They start sounding like truth. But I didn't want it to be true. I wanted it to be a lie. I wanted someone, anyone, to tell me that my father wanted me. Because as a little boy, all I wanted was my dad. Before I talk about meeting him in 2021, I need to talk about the man he was long before that. The man he was long before that. My father was a wounded man, dismissed from the Air Force for insubordination, a man with anger he couldn't control, and he poured that anger on everyone around him. My mother, my older siblings, neighbors, anyone who came close. He used objects to beat them. He hit them until they bled, until they hid, until they planned an escape. The day my mother ran away, she didn't even know she was pregnant with me. She ran for her life. She ran for her children. She ran because staying meant dying slowly. And somewhere in the middle of survival, she carried me. Unwanted by the man who helped create me, unprotected by him, unknown to him. And from the moment I entered this world, I entered it as a rumor. I remember a day, I was very young, maybe too young to understand anything clearly, but old enough to feel. My father came to take Chris and Emmanuel. He didn't come for me. I cried, I begged, I refused to eat. I wanted to go with him so badly. In my little mind, my father was a hero. I wanted to belong to him. I wanted to be chosen. But he chose my brothers, not me. He looked me in the face, a tiny boy standing there with tears and hope, and he rejected me. That was the first time he said I wasn't his child. And even though I didn't fully understand what was happening, my spirit understood rejection. My soul absorbed it. That moment planted a wound that would bleed for decades. Today, I look back and I thank God that I didn't go with him, because the stories my brothers told me still send chills down my spine. They escaped with their lives, literally. They set him on fire to survive. If I had gone, I don't know if I would be here to tell this story. But as a child, none of that mattered. I just wanted my dad to want me. I grew up thinking it was just us, my mother and her 5 children. We were isolated, mostly, cut off from the extended family, hidden. My mother shielded us from everyone connected to him. She raised us alone. No education, no stable income, no support. We're almost always moving from one apartment to another, always being chased out. We lived in churches, lived in BQs, we stayed out on the streets. She wasn't educated, but she could read and write, and she loved the Lord. She served God with all her heart and was committed to following his instructions. She pushed us towards school even when she couldn't afford it. I didn't go to school for years. We roamed the streets, playing with toys and tires and what we used to call giddy giddy. When students were in school, my brother and I would be driving giddy giddy and going for errands for our neighbors. When they finally tested me, they put me in primary 2 at age 12. My brother, primary 3. I finished primary school at age 14. Secondary school at age 20. I was the oldest in class, battling hormones, poverty, isolation, shame, everything. Church sponsored me until SS1. Then the sponsorship stopped. So I became a houseboy, a gardener, a car washer, just to pay school fees. I slept in friends' houses, Mayo and Nasiru, great guys. 2 boys who let me stay just so I could stay in school. Now, Mayowa's father was an Air Force officer, so it was close for me to go to school from there. And Nasiru's parents or grandparents lived in not too far from school, so I would stay there so I could go to school because it was closer to going to school from there. And by God's grace, I graduated with 8 distinctions and 1 credit. Got into University of Ilorin, first to go to university in my family, by the way. I did all of this without a father, without support, without acknowledgement. In fact, as a family, we agreed to tell people he was dead. And for years, I carried that lie like an armor. The first time I saw my father as a grown man was in 2011 at a wedding in Ididi in Kwara State. My elder sister, God bless her soul, asked me to come. I didn't want to, but I did. That was the first day I saw my extended family. I just got into University of Ilorin and, there was a wedding. People we never knew existed, faces that looked like mine. And then I saw him, my father. He walked up to me, and the first thing he asked me was, "What is your name?" Not, "How have you been?" Not, "My son." Not even a recognition. He wrote my name down, my number, promised to call. 10 years later, I was still waiting for that call. When my sister died in 2017, he said he was on his way to her funeral when his tire burst, or the vehicle he was in tire burst. Of course, that was the man he was. 10 years passed. 2021 came. I was preparing to get married. My uncle insisted I inform my father, not because he cared, but because he said he wouldn't stand in for me unless I did, and he felt that was the proper thing to do. I didn't want to go. I told him, I owe this man nothing. But out of respect, I went. A man who knew him took me there, more like a mediator. And when I saw him, David, I looked exactly like him. The same red nose, same dark skin, same hairline, same red lips. A carbon copy. And right there, face to face, my father said this sentence I had feared my whole life. "You are not my son." Just like that. Calm, cold, empty. He said my mother had me after she left him. The mediator pointed at my face. "Sir, look at him. Look at the resemblance." My father replied, "It's possible for 2 unrelated people to look alike." I sat there, boiling, shaking, confused, broken. I brought him gifts, provisions, things to honor him. He didn't see me. He didn't want me. He didn't even claim me. He only asked me for money for his bike. I didn't give him. Instead, I gave the girl in the house, about 19, the money. I think he had another child whom he loves. He took my number again, said he would call. It's been 4 years. Nothing. I have no anger left, just acceptance and a deep, deep ache. Today, I'm a father, and every day I fight with everything in me to be the opposite of the man who rejected me. To protect my daughter, to affirm her, to make sure she would never doubt she is wanted. But I won't lie, parenting triggers me because I'm learning to be a father without ever experiencing one. When people talk about their dads, how supportive, loving, strong, protective that they are, I smile. But deep inside, I feel hollow because I can't relate. I don't know what fatherly love feels like. I don't know how it sounds. I don't know what it looks like. Nobody ever told me how to be a man, how to fix the car, how to be the man in the house, how to treat a woman. I'm building a blueprint I never saw. I'm becoming a father I never had. And that's both beautiful and heartbreaking. So what does this mean? What does this all mean? Why tell this story? Why open this wound? Because someone listening needs to know this. Rejection is not your identity. You are not defined by who walked away. You are not shaped by the person who couldn't love you. Sometimes the people who should have protected you were too broken to protect everybody or anybody. My father's rejection hurt me, but it didn't break me. It built me. It drove me. It made me compassionate. It made me resilient. It made me determined to rewrite my bloodline. And today, I'm not trying to be the son he refused. I'm becoming the man God intended. This was episode 3. The story I avoided for years. The one that shaped everything. In episode 4, I'll talk about my sister. Her pain, her brilliance, her death, and the day suicide knocked on my own door. It's a heavy story, but a necessary one. Thank you for listening, for holding space for me, for healing with me. I'm flawed, I'm learning, I'm healing, I'm becoming. I'm just becoming David. Thank you for listening to the Becoming David podcast. New episodes drop every week, so please subscribe, share, and join me on this journey of being flawed, faithful, healing out loud, and still becoming. I'll see you on the next episode.